Tony, tell us first of all, what was your reaction when you heard the news on Monday night?
I was sat there with my teenage daughter, and as a proud Mancunian and as a human, and just devastated. Worried, first of all. My daughter thought she may have had friends there. My son was out in the city centre, he was okay. He was then worried about whether his friends were there working. And then, I've worked at the arena and I'm often there. And, we go to arenas to celebrate the best of who we are and what we are, to see musical and artistic excellence, which the city is so great at, to sharing moments of sporting joy and achievement, to sit there with family and with friends, with our kids on our shoulders, holding hands, to bond with strangers in those special spaces. And that's why we go there. That's why those young people were there. And to have that violated, desecrated in such a way is heartbreaking on every level.
Because music is such a central part of Manchester culture, and it has been for years, hasn't it?
It is, and your viewers at home here, we're a diverse city with Irish influences in our music, Jamaican influences from all over the world. And that's turned into a long list of bands that people know: the Smiths, Happy Mondays, the Stone Roses, Joy Division, New Order, the Bee Gees, Davy Jones of the Monkees, Simply Red. Take that. We've given the world so much in terms of music, but also science. We split the atom here. The first computer calculation was here. The world's first train station. For a small city, we've given the world so much, and it's given us a spirit and an attitude, and we need to harness that to move forward.
And you read out your poem yesterday at the vigil. Explain for people who weren't here what that vigil was like.
I wouldn't like to guess how many people were here, but several tens of thousands in our big Victorian square here, coming together just 18 hours perhaps after the event. A diverse group, as we are a diverse city, and on the platform we had Christian people, Muslim people, Jewish people, Sikh people, Hindu people, people of no faith, standing together, saying yes, we're grieving now, yes, we're hurting, but we will not be dragged down into intolerance and bigotry and hatred.
And what message were you hoping to get across yesterday with your poem?
I wanted to help people have a moment of bonding and celebration, to remember when we say we're a great city, what that means in terms of our history and our culture and our communities. I wanted to give people something to latch onto, but also to spread that message that I've just outlined for you there. And when I said choose love at the end of the poem, unscripted, that seems to have resonated with people, and that's about, if we're choosing love, we're rejecting hate, we're rejecting intolerance.
What is that spirit of Manchester that's been spoken about a lot in the last 24 hours?
We're not the capital city here, so we have a certain view of that. There's a certain swagger to Manchester, a certain punk DIY attitude. There's a diversity that comes from being an immigrant city. I think this sums up Manchester. We're 35 miles inland, and we decided we want to be a port. So we dug a dirty great ditch 35 miles inland, and we were one of the biggest ports in the world for many decades. And there's a certain attitude here that we're going to get things done.
And what effect on this city will this terrorist attack have?
There's answers to that at a number of different levels. People have lost children here, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and their journey here, we can only begin to imagine it, and we stand with them. But for the rest of the city, life springs back to something like normality frighteningly quickly in some ways. There were people sunbathing here yesterday. We don't get much nice weather, and people made the most of that. And businesses and offices and shops and restaurants are getting back up to something like normal trade. And we will stand together and we will move on. And there's a big football final soon, and we will move on together.